All right, let's talk about something that could be a total game changer for anyone in scientific research. We're going to dive into how you can get out of that endless spreadsheet trap and start using automated scripts. And hey, you can do this even if you've never written a single line of code in your life.
Does this feel a little familiar? Yeah. If you're a researcher, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. You got into this work to make big discoveries, but now you feel like you're just drowning in a sea of cells and columns, doing manual data entry. It's a huge and, honestly, a super common problem.
Okay, so let's call this what it is, the manual data grind. Now, spreadsheets feel comfortable, right? We all know how to use them, but they come with all these hidden costs that can seriously slow down or even completely derail really important research.
And here's the thing. These problems just stack on top of each other. It's not just that the process is slow and costs a lot of money. It's that it's just mentally draining. The sheer monotony of opening a file, running a calculation, copying a result over and over again, it creates the perfect storm for simple but potentially catastrophic human errors.
This just nails it, right? I mean, think about it. One tiny misplaced decimal point, one copy-paste error where you grab the wrong cell, forgetting one little constant you're supposed to use. When you're doing thousands of these actions, the chances of a mistake sneaking in get really, really high. And trying to find that one tiny error later, it's like searching for a needle in a haystack. But what if there was a completely different, a much smarter way to do this? This is where we need to kind of shift our thinking. It's about moving from that old school manual mindset to more of a data science approach.
You know, the core idea here is actually super simple. Most of the data processing we do is pretty routine, right? The calculations, the plotting, organizing files, it all follows a specific set of rules. And here's the magic part. Anything that follows rules can be automated with a simple script.
And when you see it side by side like this, wow, the difference is just night and day. On the left, you've got the old way, months of tedious work with a super high risk of mistakes. On the right, the new way, a few minutes to run one single script. And honestly, the best part? Look at that last row. Instead of spending days hunting for a typo, you just fix the one script and rerun the whole thing. You can literally go grab a coffee and it's done.
So, we know it saves time, which is huge. But what are the other real, tangible benefits of making the switch? Let's break down what I'm calling the 4 big wins that automation brings to the table.
First up, and this is the one you'll feel immediately, is the speed. I mean, we're not talking about a small improvement here. We are talking about a totally different scale of processing power. It is unbelievably fast.
Just let that sink in for a second. Minutes instead of months. A task that would have eaten up a huge chunk of your year can now be done in the time it takes to make a cup of tea. This lets you analyze way bigger data sets than you ever thought you could, which gives you a massive, massive edge.
Okay, the second big win is just as critical. You are dramatically, and I mean dramatically, reducing the chance for error. This makes your results way more reliable, and it makes your conclusions a whole lot stronger. And this is the key insight. All of your quality control, all that double-checking, is now focused on just one single place, the script itself. You make sure the logic is right once. After that, you can trust it's going to be applied perfectly, consistently to every single file, every single time, no exceptions.
The third benefit is awesome because you are not starting from scratch. Not even close. The moment you start scripting in Python, you unlock this entire ecosystem of incredibly powerful and free tools that were built by scientists for scientists.
Think of this as your new toolkit. You've got Pandas, which is like a spreadsheet on steroids. It can structure any data you throw at it. NumPy handles all the heavy-duty math for you. Scikit-learn, that opens the door to really advanced stuff like machine learning. And then tools like Matplotlib can create basically any beautiful publication-quality chart you can dream up.
And all of this leads us to the fourth, and maybe the most meaningful benefit of them all. With all this time you just saved, what do you do with it? Well, you get to reinvest it in the work that actually needs your brain, your expertise.
Yeah, you get to focus on the big picture stuff. Writing that next big grant proposal, mentoring junior staff members, coming up with new ideas, or building relationships with partners. Basically, you get to stop being a data entry clerk and start being a scientist again.
Okay, I can hear you thinking, this all sounds great, but how in the world do I actually get started? Look, it might seem intimidating, but it's really not. The whole process can be broken down into a pretty clear and manageable roadmap.
We can really think about it in 3 main phases. First, you plan and prepare.
This is all about setting up your experiments and your files with automation in mind right from the very beginning. Then, phase 2, you script and execute. This is where you actually write the code that does all the heavy lifting. And finally, you validate and publish, using the output from your script to build your models and share what you found.
When you really boil it down, this is about so much more than just learning a new tool. It's really about redefining your role as a researcher and taking back your most valuable assets, your time and your creative energy.
And if there's one thing to remember from all this, it's this simple idea. Automate the routine work so you can focus on the real research. Automate the boring stuff so you can pour your energy into the complex, creative, and innovative work that only you can do. That right there is the real promise of all this. So I'll leave you with this to think about. We've covered speed, accuracy, and getting your time back. But what else could this unlock for your specific work? What new questions could you finally start asking if data analysis was no longer the thing holding you back?